Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's going on? It's Kilo. We are back for another episode of the regular podcast on the regular network.
It's real.
It's been a while since you've seen me like this in this format, and it's crazy because most of y'all never heard of me before the streaming stuff, but really, that's not what I do. I'm not a streamer. Streaming was cool because you get the engagement and everything like that, but it's not for me. So I've been doing it since like March 2024, but now I'm going back to my roots. We're doing pre-recorded podcasts now. Shout out to everybody that rocked with me while I was streaming for the last 9 months. It was amazing. It was fun. The engagement was amazing. It was good talking to everybody. Hopefully you stick around, continue watching the videos and everything like that. But if you don't, I still appreciate all the support that you gave over this last year. And I know some people might be looking at it like, hey, a lot of viewership was kind of coming like that, but it really wasn't. Like it was good viewers live to be a small channel, and it was good engagement. But the active engagement could make it feel like it's actually more people watching than it is, but it's really not. The vast majority of the views came from clips and watching it after I was live. Like a video could have a few thousand views, but maybe like 100 to 200 people only watched it live. So people were watching these back anyway. So it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like the live thing wasn't really boosting up too much except live comments, really. All right. So that's what we're doing there. I appreciate it. Please make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you comment your thoughts below. So instead of just live chatting, just make sure you know, put your thoughts in the comment section. Also, we have a few different links in the description box. You can see a link to get merch. You can see a link to fill out a survey to let me know what type of topics you want to talk about, discuss, hear about, learn about. Also, if you ever want to join the show and become a caller on the show or something like that, we got the Discord link in that description also. We also got the Instagram you can go find and follow and things like that. So make sure you check the description also. Now, let me see here. Another thing with the streaming thing, right? Streaming was actually helping to enable laziness in me. And I'm going to tell you why. When you stream, because so much live editing is going on, it makes you comfortable. And I'll say it made me comfortable in saying, well, I don't need to go do a whole bunch of post-production, right? Because the people have already seen what I did and clearly they were okay with it. So I'm just going to let them have that version of it. So I wasn't really going back, editing all the clips that I should have been editing, which I was at first, but I got a little bit drained out doing that. Especially because of how much I was talking about that YSL trial. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but I don't really like talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I was following the trial already, so I've been following it before anybody was watching, but I like to get into different topics, deep dives, all that type of stuff. But the live format and the engagement, it was making me focus so much on what the people were saying in the comments. I just was talking to them, talking back and forth to them, and it ended up leading me to just pretty much covering that joint full time. Well, really, that's not what I do, right? So I was getting lazy with my production. And then at the beginning of the year, I was dropping a new video. I was dropping a different video on the YouTube channel every single day. That lasted for like 5 months. So every single day I was dropping at least one video a day. That's a lot of output, but I was keeping up with it because I had a good schedule. When I started streaming, that threw me off, right? So I want to get back to that as closely as I can, right? And also with me doing this format, also, these episodes will be shorter. I won't be doing 3 hour. That's not it. You know what I mean? So we're going to get through these topics and everything like that. You know what I mean? You give the feedback in the comments. That way I can come check y'all out, see what y'all are saying in the comments, and then we can engage like that. Also, if you see something that you like on here, please be sure, take your little screen grab, throw it up on your social media, say, hey, this guy said something I thought was good. I want to share it with people. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can help support. Super chats and all that, that's good. But I really, I prefer the support to be via sharing clips of the podcast, right? So thank y'all for that. Please subscribe to the channel. Now, we finally got a response from House of Brands. Shout out to House of Brands. I am going to ship out your shirt ASAP. Y'all will probably be seeing this on maybe Saturday. I'll be shipping that shirt out or that hoodie out on Saturday. So you will definitely get your stuff probably sometime like the end of next week. And it's a beautiful thing. Hopefully you send pictures through. Let us know what it's feeling like, what's the quality, all that good stuff. Support the good people over there at Fire Made Designs who did the embroidery work. It's always good to have, right? So just briefly, we can touch on something with the YSL thing because somebody just went viral last week for an interview that they did, right? And his name is Kelvin Watts. And if you've been following this whole YSL trial, you done heard Kel's name a good 500 times, probably, maybe more or less, whatever. But there's many, many times we've been hearing his name from the beginning of trial all the way to damn near the last day of trial, right? So he went on this platform called DJU and did an interview, or DJU TV is the name of the platform, I think. But he went up there, did an interview, and he brought like a pet rat with him, like a pet mouse or whatever this little thing was, gerbil or something, right? And it was kind of going viral because he was checking the interviewer saying, yo, I brought this rat up here because clearly this is what y'all do up here. Y'all have rats up here because y'all had Woody up here. And y'all just cool making rats famous and stuff like that. And you supposed to be a street dude, but yet you putting your morals to the side to interview people like that. You don't really even care about your moral code. You just care about likes and views and clicks and stuff like that. So he really checked him crazy. So he was going viral. You had a lot of people supporting that, the people that's on his side. Then you had a lot of people that were saying they weren't supportive of it. They felt like it was childish. He was too old to be acting like that. He was too old to be talking about street business like this. He should have grown up. He should leave the streets alone, stuff like that. And my whole thing is this. You do want people to get out of the streets, leave the streets alone. But if you are in the streets, that's how street people act. That's how they act. That's what they feel. They don't feel like what a lot of y'all feel, right? They feel like how Kel felt. And honestly, that's the same way that Young Thug has been talking also about all of this stuff too. He don't like the rats either. He has excommunicated himself from the people also. So the same people Kel is talking about are the same people Young Thug also has an issue with. Neither one of them are cool with what's going on with a lot of the conversation that these guys have had with the police. Also, Kel releases a clip of his interview with the police, with Viverito and the investigators, right? His interview at the police station is like 10 minutes long or less. It's like 5 minutes long. They pretty much said, hey, what's going on? We got this thing going on. Like, you know, what's happening? He was like, I don't have anything to talk about. Go ahead and get me to the jail. Just go ahead and take me to the jail. It ain't nothing to talk about. They was like, well, is there anywhere in the jail that you can't go where your safety might be an issue? He's like, no, I can go anywhere. Get me to the jail, right? He wasn't combative or anything like that. He was like, I appreciate y'all asking me these questions, but I don't have nothing to say. Let's go ahead and get this over with. Take me to the jail. Like a few minute interview versus one of the more famous interviews throughout the last couple of years that we've seen from a person dealing with a criminal trial. There's like 15 hours worth of interrogation video from Woody, right? And this is supposed to be Woody's like top nemesis or enemy or rival, op, whatever you want to call it, right? So that's the difference. I know a lot of people are looking at this like who they're a fan of. Really, I don't understand why people felt like they needed to take sides in a street beef that y'all don't have nothing to do with. Like, I don't understand being like a fan of any of these people, anybody on any side. Like, I don't get why people have become fans of any of it, right? You would be a fan of Young Thug for his music, but being a fan of somebody because of what you see them going through in a criminal trial, to me, a little bit, you know, we might want to get ourselves in check. You know what I'm saying? Because so a lot of people have been saying, you know, why does the state attacking these black men and stuff like that, and they just trying to railroad them into some situations. But you have this other side, this other group who they've been having issues with, they're in the exact same situation. State trying to railroad them, state trying to charge them with the same exact charges, state doing the same exact thing to both sides. Yet people have become fans of one side and are pretty much saying everything the other side does is bad or wrong. And I just think that's a dangerous path to go down as an onlooker, as a spectator of whatever is happening in these trials, in this criminal justice system in Fulton County. I think it's a bad idea for onlookers to pick sides as far as being a fan of these people. Whether you think they're innocent or guilty in their own trial is one thing. But when I start hearing people taunting Donovan Thomas's mom because of her reaction to the verdict, that's odd business. Stop it, please. When I see people taunting Shamel Drink's family because of the verdict, and like, that's weird. I hope that people will stop that. Right. And then that takes us to Young Thug's first verse since being released from prison has finally come out. And it's on Lil Baby's album. Lil Baby has been famously known to say, I am excommunicating myself from Gunna. So once again, we have another person that's saying, I'm not messing with the business that this guy was into, even though we was cool before. Once you cross that line of answering these questions to these police, to these judges, to these prosecutors, I can no longer really get with you right like that, right? So, and then Young Thug a while ago put out a tweet that said, whatever Wham say, go, right? Meaning he's on Lil Baby's side in this whole Gunna versus Lil Baby thing, right? So Thug gives his first verse coming out of prison to Baby for Lil Baby's album that just dropped January 3rd called Wham, right? The song is called Dumb and Dumber or Dumb and Dumber or something like that. And it's Lil Baby, Young Thug, and Future on the song. To me, it's a good song. I like it a lot. I've been listening to the album all day. I played the album about 3 full times today. I think it's a good album, right? And I think it's a good way to kick off 2025 with some good music. There's definitely songs that I took from the album and threw on my playlist already, right? FU 2 times, went straight to the playlist. Outside with 21 Savage, straight to the playlist. What else I put on there? That Dumb and Dumber joint, straight to the playlist. And then there was one more I can't remember. But the features are great. They got, like I said, Future, Thug on there. There's Rod Wave, Rilo Rodriguez is on there. 21 Savage is on there. Glorilla is on there. I said Rod Wave already. Who else is on there? It's some nice good. Travis Scott is on there. Like, there's a lot of people on this album and they all did their thing. Everybody did good on here to me. I'm surprised more of these street rappers don't use Rod Wave in this way. A lot of people like laugh at Rod Wave or whatever like that. But first of all, he's a big artist. Second of all, his voice would be perfect for this type of song where you want to have somebody kind of do like a modern, what Nate Dogg used to do. Like vocalizing and making it melodic, but talking about the streets. I don't get why more people don't use Rod Wave that way. I think it was a perfect use of Rod Wave on this album. I can't think of the name of the song, but it's a good song. I like it. But I think people are listening to Lil Baby's music or any of these guys' music and thinking like he's only talking about Gunna when he says stuff about snitching. But if you go listen to the song called Do For a Win, when Lil Baby say I'm a street dude and I don't compare me to these dudes that have been rapping their whole life. That's like the chorus right there. He keeps repeating that over and over again. That's about Gunna. I don't know if y'all realize that. He's talking about Gunna. He say, I'm really in the streets. I'm really from the streets. I'm really from what I'm talking about. Don't stop comparing me to him anyway. The reason he's okay doing what he do because he's been a rapper his whole life. He's not me. We not the same. I start rapping when I got out of prison. He been rapping forever. There's old videos of him rapping in school talking about getting on the honor roll and all this type of stuff. That's what Lil Baby's saying, pretty much saying, I chose this as a hustle to get out the streets. That's his life. So, of course, I view what he did different than the rest of y'all. We view it differently. So he's saying pretty much leave it alone. Just stop comparing me to him. That's a Gunna diss. So don't just think that because the whole snitching thing, he's only going to talk about Gunna by saying things about snitches. That ain't the only way that they going to diss each other. You see what I'm saying? So go listen to that song. Go listen to that Do For a Win song. That's definitely a Gunna diss. I'm saying definitely. Also, you got to look at the fact that Future has definitely been dissing Gunna a lot, and then Future's on this album, right? So there's definitely a clear line being drawn in the sand. They even though Gunna still signed the label, there's a clear line in the sand of who's messing with who after this whole debacle, right? So we can get off of that because that's music, and we got a much more serious thing that we want to discuss. Because there was and I'm looking over here because I'm having my notes off to the side over here on the big screen. Now, so the new year hit, right? I did a New Year's Eve stream with y'all. I talked about goals and all that, which I'm very heavy into believing. You should definitely set goals, short-term and long-term goals, right? If you didn't watch that stream, the short-term goals, what I consider short-term, would be goals you plan to hit between 3 and 6 months. What I consider long-term goals are goals you plan to hit between 6 to 12 months, right? And then you just continue doing that every year. Every year you make these goals, and then at some point you will run into, okay, I just achieved my 5-year plan because every year I've been doing these steps to get to this larger goal that I have, this long-term goal I have, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, stuff like that. But you can't really hit those long-term goals without hitting these steps and these milestones in between. So that's why the yearly goal mapping is very important, right? And I did a stream the other day, told y'all how I do it. You can choose to do it the way I do it, or you can do it some other way. It's fine. But just hours after that stream, there was a terrorist attack in New Orleans, right? And people know New Orleans. New Orleans is a huge party destination, right? People from all walks of life in America travel to, and abroad too, travel to New Orleans to have fun and have a good nightlife experience, right? Also, there was a major college football game happening in New Orleans, like just 12 to 15 hours after this incident happened, right? So New Orleans is a major city for tourism. There were a lot of people in town, right? And a person decided that he wanted to drive his truck into a crowd and kill a bunch of people. Let's just go ahead and read some of this stuff. By now, you've heard all of this, but I just have to cover it because we got to show respect to the people that was killed for no reason. The headline says, New Orleans truck attack suspect inspired by Islamic State terrorist group. So when he did this, he had an ISIS flag on the back of his truck. Complete craziness. At least 15 people are dead and dozens injured in New Orleans after a driver plowed a pickup truck into a crowd of New Year's revelers on Bourbon Street. Police and city officials said the FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. Okay, some quick facts they're talking about. At least 14 people were killed and dozens injured. So it said 15 before because the person who did it counts as a death. So he killed 14 people, but then one person, including him, one more person, including him, killed, right? At least 14 people were killed and dozens injured after a driver plowed. Okay, said that. The FBI identified the driver as Shamsuddin Jabbar. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong, but I'm saying it as it looks, as it reads. Shamsuddin Jabbar. He's 42 years old. He's a U.S. citizen from Texas, Army veteran who was inspired by the Islamic State. The FBI said it has investigated Wednesday's attacks as an act of terror and believes Jabbar acted alone. Okay, he was killed in the shootout with the police. So he pretty much plowed his car into all these people, and then he started shooting at the police so that they could shoot him and kill him. So it's clearly like one of those death by suicide. Suicide by cop killing type of thing. So they ended up finding the half brother of this person and doing an interview with him. The half sibling says the brother was radicalized and struggled to find himself. This comes from a Fox News article. The half-brother of terrorist suspect Jabbar blamed radicalization for the attack on New Year's Day in New Orleans. Fox News spoke with his name is Abdur Rahim Jabbar in Beaumont, Texas, where they grew up alongside 3 additional siblings. Abdur said they grew up Muslim along with the whole family. He said that Jabbar stepped away from Islam but found his way back following the 2022 divorce. Now, I saw somebody on Twitter trying to say They like before all this information came out, they were trying to guess this guy's background, right? And they were saying, no, I know for sure he's a convert. He's not really this Muslim. He's not really this. He's a convert, and he probably converted at XYZ point. But the brother just said, no, their whole family has always been Muslim. That he didn't convert to Islam. Okay. Jabbar struggled to find himself throughout his life, his half-brother told Fox News. He said that his half-brother joined the army to find something, set him straight, ground him, and maybe find a viable career path. Following Jabbar's 2 divorces, his brother said that he was looking for some type of guidance. His half-brother blamed radicalization for the attack and said that he did not see any signs prior to the attack, as well as expressing his condolences for the 15 lives lost. He said this is not a direct reflection of his brother and the Muslim community. Was definitely a reflection of your brother, my boy, because he did it. But it's definitely not a reflection of the Muslim community. No. But it's definitely your brother for sure. So the FBI went to the crib. Let me see. FBI said agents were at the Texas home of Jabbar, the shooter. The killer, before leaving and releasing the scene. The following video footage posted to social media showing journalists rummaging through residence. Journalist was running photos of the inside of Jabbar's mobile home. So he lived in a mobile home in a majority Muslim neighborhood in North Houston, revealed multiple copies of the Quran, a book on Christianity, and a book about teaching children about Islam. Once the FBI released the scene, the property owners could do with that property as they like. We were there all night. The scene was clear. We got what we needed. The owner of the property has allowed news crews in the past after police searches. Okay, pretty much what they're saying is they let the police and they let the news go through that man's stuff to take whatever you want to take pictures, take anything you can find, take it all. We don't care. That's pretty much what they did after the police was finished with it. Wow. How do y'all feel about this, man? This is so then there was another situation which is not related to this, but they said it was interesting because this man was at Fort Bragg. But this other guy who took a Tesla truck, filled it with explosives and fireworks. They say he shot himself and then drove to in front of the not shot himself and then, but he drove in front of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas, shot himself, and then he had the explosives go off, I guess, shortly after, I don't know. I could be mixing all this up about the shot himself thing, but this guy went in front of the Trump Tower and exploded a bunch of stuff or some explosives. Excuse me, I'm sleepy. Some explosives in the back of his Tesla truck, right? Many people know, some people don't. A Tesla truck is bulletproof, right? So it's like an armored truck pretty much. Not fully bulletproof, like where you could shoot large live rounds at it, but it's a bulletproof truck and it's armored up, right? He set off all this explosion. He was killed in the blast, but they say that the Tesla truck contained the blast so good that the windows of the hotel lobby didn't even break out. So the way that it exploded, they say all the explosion blast went upward because the truck contained it. It all went upward. So really that truck should have been destroyed. This was reminiscent of a vehicle-borne IED. If y'all know about V-beds in the military, that was what they was using a lot over in Afghanistan, Iraq to attack American soldiers. They would fill up a vehicle full of explosives, C4, all this type of stuff. And then they would call a cell phone, or they would use some type of radio frequency to detonate that, and it would blow the whole thing up. Except they weren't using a Tesla truck. So when they did it overseas, it would completely destroy everything around it, right? It would kill people and destroy everything. So this person tried to do that, but he rented a Tesla truck, so it didn't work like that because, again, the Tesla truck is armored. So it was just a suicide bomb on himself, and he killed nobody else. So I'm not sure what the purpose. They don't know the purpose of it, but he did that. And then the next day after that, like the 2nd of January, like the early morning, when the club was letting out, then somebody does a mass shooting at a nightclub in Queens, New York. So it's like, there's a lot of like just weird energy going on around. You know what I'm saying? You just had the United CEO get killed a little bit ago. So it seems like a lot of people have extreme viewpoints and extreme frustrations, and they don't care whether or not they're part of an organization or a group that can assist them in whatever attacks. They're just going out and carrying these attacks out on their own. That's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Because besides this man repping the ISIS flag, which ISIS is overseas, so he was doing it on his own. He was acting on his own, by himself. He just came up with an idea and said, I'm going to just drive my truck. So he didn't even have a bomb. He just drove his truck, a pickup truck, into a crowd of people, which anybody knows a truck hitting another vehicle, it can cause a lot of damage. But a truck hitting you body to truck, that could kill you. So he used his vehicle as a weapon and took out as many people as he could, ended up killing 14. That's a lot of people. You understand? Somebody was walking around with a camera recording the people stretched out all over the ground. It was crazy. It was mayhem. People were in town for the Georgia versus Notre Dame game. They ended up pushing that game to the next day because it was such, it was so bad. And then a lot of people didn't like how the city officials were reacting. The city officials seemed to be more focused about tourism and how people would view New Orleans had they known that there was a terrorist attack in that city. So they're like, nah, no, it wasn't really a terrorist attack. This person just did whatever he did. You know what I mean? Like, keep on partying and all that. So they weren't really too concerned with much else except their tourist economy. And they even put out, hey, the most of the people that died here were local. So all you out of towners, y'all don't have anything to worry about. That's a sick thing to put out in a situation like this. Like, hey, out of towners and tourists, y'all don't have nothing to worry about. The people that did the dying, they were local. They were here, most of them. They didn't even put a count. They just said, yeah, the majority were local. So that's just kind of very, 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 very insensitive. Very insensitive. Not okay. Not okay. Now, if we can transition a little bit, because we are speaking about terrorism, Kendrick Lamar has terrorized Drake to the point that he is melting down in ways that we have not seen by a major rapper on this level, right? So we've seen, all of diss tracks last year. We've seen we've seen Kendrick's album that he put out, GNX, all this type of stuff. We've seen the many celebrities that have danced to and had fun to Not Like Us and all this other good stuff, right? So now Drake is putting out a song. Well, he tried to put out a song called Fighting Irish Freestyle. Now, Fighting Irish Freestyle, everybody knows by now, this is directed at LeBron James. That's what this is. This is completely directed at LeBron. And then it's a little bit about a couple things about Kendrick, but not really disses. And then also some stuff about The Weeknd, right? And The Weeknd and his manager, Cash, I think his name is, right? But this is mostly about LeBron. LeBron's high school team was called the Fighting Irish, the Akron St. Vincent St. Mary Fighting Irish. So this is about LeBron, right? If y'all don't mind, I just need to go over these lyrics, a little bit of these lyrics, because it's interesting. He starts out, the summer is over, I missed it. Barrel with the smoke and I kissed it. Summer is over, I missed it, meaning like I wasn't able to do what I thought I was going to do in the summertime. I was supposed to really come out and like hit back hard, but I couldn't. Like, the barrel with smoke and I kissed it. Like, I got in a beef, there was issues, and I didn't come out good, right? Fair show. Now, this is like, what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll get into this stuff and it's not really connect. Like, the lines don't connect to each other at all. Fair shoulders, the renders for Texas is unrealistic. Render like the drawings for his new house he's being built in Texas. That's what we're talking about. Let me scroll to the pertinent parts. The world fell in love with the gimmicks. Even my brothers got tickets. That would be LeBron and DeMar DeRozan. Seemed like they loved every minute. Just know this ish is personal with us. It wasn't just business. I think that's important right there. Saying it's personal with us, it wasn't just business, because a lot of people were saying, bro, you lost the rap beef. Get over it. Move on. Like, he's saying this wasn't like business, meaning just hip hop. This wasn't for sport. This wasn't that. Me and him got something real. Yeah, we got a real issue. So it wasn't what y'all saying it is. It ain't something like, just move forward. It's rap beef. People lose rap beefs all the time. I'm thinking like the Pusha T thing was just losing a rap beef, right? Even though Pusha T said some crazy stuff about him, that was like a rap beef. He's saying this Kendrick thing wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? This is deep. This deep, deep, deep. It wasn't that. You should have stayed out of it. Analyzing behavioral patterns is something somewhat suspicious. N-words was never happy for me when I run up the digits or when I'm breaking records still as I guzzle a Guinness. Or when I get my fifth Maybach because the color is different. Remember trading watches? I gave you the Arabic dial. You gave me the numbered edition. He's talking about LeBron. Trading watches. He's talking about LeBron. You would even check up on my son like a pediatrician. Bron. Sure convinced the game this ish was rooted in love when it isn't. Show me how different we are. The blessings in juxtaposition. I guess now you boys got to abandon your summer tradition. Yeah. He's talking about LeBron again, saying like, you normally come out here and visit me in the summer. You can't even do that now. Cold shoulders I gave in the Hamptons that come with the distance. Now, that's the Michael Rubin party. Now, who was there? I don't think LeBron was at that. Now, Lil Wayne was at that, and they said that they didn't talk. So maybe that part is about Lil Wayne. Cold shoulders I gave in the Hamptons that come with the distance. That's probably about Lil Wayne and a few other people. Figured we was always going to be close like ovens and kitchens. I was sadly mistaken. The loyalty wasn't a given. Yeah, that's definitely about Lil Wayne right there. That's the end of that verse. Verse 2. And N-words cried the blues for you, saying it wasn't malicious. Talking about we family. Well, I'm not the cousin to visit. God forbid we ever got to tarnish your public image. That's about LeBron. All that brother talk as if I really discovered a sibling. 6 degrees, my memory retrieving our humble beginnings. N-words wanted trouble, grabbed a shovel and dug up some ditches. Now, I don't know who he's talking about with this humble beginnings thing because by the time Drake would have met LeBron, LeBron was a megastar. So that, I don't know who that's about. Cover my body in dirt. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was a body double. And we've done dozens of switches. You have, N-words tried to light the front gate up. It wasn't for Christmas. So maybe the humble beginners part was about the weekend because all the rest of this stuff is about the weekend. Tried to throw dirt on me, but it wasn't. Okay, let me see. Tried to light up the front gate. It wasn't for Christmas. I said a prayer that morning for Sean. It wasn't religious. It came from a place of desperation and utter submission. Rapping was over for now. It came like a sudden decision. I don't give a F about you snakes or these other musicians. N-words started effing with my family. I'm going to prison and we all crashing out together. My brother's complicit. Now, yes, this is all about The Weeknd and The Weeknd's manager. So from 6 degrees, my memory retrieving our humble beginnings, from that and forward is all about The Weeknd and Cash. We put a pipe bomb in your trunk. It was an exhibit. I'm trying to blow the doors off that B when you touch the ignition. And then I got to remember who made this ish come to fruition. He says, it's me. So, yeah, he's definitely talking about The Weeknd because he's the reason that Weeknd got discovered by the people. Verse 3. Who's got the most to lose and who's in the other positions? Now, I want it to be known. I want it to be paid attention to. The people Drake is talking about here are the people that are around this beef situation, right? He don't want to, he's like, yo, I'm going to leave Kendrick alone. I really do not want to incite any more violence between myself, lyrical violence, between myself and that man. I don't want no problem with him. I'm just going to focus on everybody else that supported him, right? So man, we talking about being shook. Verse 3, who's got the most to lose and who's in that other position? Signal conversations, boy, I hope they got the double encryption. Signal conversations, boy, I hope they got double encryption. I hate to see the empire crumble on judges' convictions. The end pulled a rabbit out the hat and y'all love a magician. It's funny to see you rejoicing and hugging and kissing. What do we celebrate? And I'll rent out the club in addition. Nothing was the same with all you bees and nothing is forgiven. But next time, bury me in gold. My blood is Egyptian. Let me see real quick though. Let me keep going. The Dennis James comes out the vodka when the vodka is flowing in my system. I don't have a drinking problem. I got a subtle addiction. That's that Meet the Gram stuff bothering him right there. I got my father's habits and I got my mother's permission. My dad has another child. I told him that wasn't my sister. Very sassy. Very, very sassy. My dad has another child. I told him that wasn't my sister. Why are you telling that? Odd. Grew up with dozens of Jews, churches with dozens of Christians. Also developed a deep respect for the Muslim religion. I'm staring at my daddy while y'all tell me I wasn't that nigga. Now the reason I don't like that last bar is because it feels like Logic Ghost wrote that for him. It just feels like Logic, like the thing is like, yo, y'all saying like I'm too light? Like, watch this. My dad's black, guys. I can say nigga. And it's like, yeah, you can say what you want to say, but the way that you're saying this line makes it feel strange. And I'm not one of these people telling Drake what he can and can't say. I'm just saying the line itself sounds very logic-y. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Logic wrote it. It's actually Logic wrote a song, and he probably got a line that's almost identical to that he put out either early 2024 or the end of 2023. It was like right when he did that interview with his dad, like embarrassing his dad and all that. I'm pretty sure that line might have been in that song. I'm not sure. But they put this song out on YouTube. Universal took the song down like within an hour. So Drake trying to sue them, they're gonna fight back, clearly. I don't know why they took the song down. The song was put up on Conductor's YouTube page. Maybe they're saying, hey, Conductor, we own him. So you don't get to put his music out without our permission. I'm assuming, I don't know what the situation is. I don't know why Drake would do all this good rapping, because it is some good rapping. I don't know why he would do all this good rapping and then not put it on anything that he owns, like a YouTube channel, or put it on streaming or whatever like that. He might have run into a situation where these people are about to show him something that first of all, they're probably going to show him, we are the reason why you're as big as you are. That's first. Secondly, we are big enough to erase everything. And that's probably the scarier thing. So it's almost like to me, it kind of feels like, damn, what was Drake's end goal with this whole lawsuit thing? It's like, Kendrick did you so dirty. Did that make you say, let me go like poking at a monstrous giant so that they can destroy me, so that I can say it wasn't Kendrick that destroyed me, it was Universal that destroyed me? Like, is that what this whole thing is? Because I don't understand the angle with trying to sue these people about Not Like Us. I just really don't get why it matters. Why does it matter that Not Like Us was a big hit? Or when I say why does it matter, I know you don't want a hit to be made about you is that slanderous, but why does it matter to the point where you would destroy your business connections? People that made you a billionaire pretty much. Why is it that important? That's what the part I don't get. It's almost like anything to discredit the Kendrick win, I'm willing to do. Even if that means destroying my own career, I'm going to destroy the victory. Even though you're not going to destroy his career, you're definitely not going to destroy Universal Music Group. So the only person that you planned to hurt in this thing was yourself. Just to show that, hey, it wasn't Kendrick, it was Universal. I don't get it. I don't get it at all, man. And the music industry is just going forward. Like, I know that people are saying like we want a Drake album, we need a Drake song, but the summer went, it didn't feel unsummery without a Drake hit. It still flowed. I mean, I've been listening to Boss Man D-Lo all summer. Like I wasn't like missing no Drake. I mean, Future dropped 3 projects this year. I had plenty of music to listen to. You understand? And then the fall got here and Kendrick drops this album. So everybody has been fed throughout the year. I don't really understand. I'm not gonna say it's the end. It's not. I can't see it being the end for Drake, but I just don't understand what his angle is. That's what I just don't get. Because you're really trying to box a giant with this universal thing. And Spotify told you, get your muscle up. Billboard even. Drake is Billboard's darling. Drake is the Billboard darling of the last decade. They put out a top albums of the year list. The number one album, according to Billboard employees, was GNX. The number two album of the year, according to Billboard employees, is We Don't Trust You. 2 albums with a bunch of Drake disses on it. And Drake is their guy at Billboard. They done gave Drake so many awards. Drake has all the accolades at Billboard, all the records. Drake holds all of them. And they still like put it's like, yo, there is a shift. They was cool with you when you was just beefing with the rappers. But once you start coming at the machine, like Universal is the machine. Once you come at the machine, it's like we gonna have a Jewish off. Do you, Drake, think your Jewish people are stronger than us, Lucian Grange, and our Jewish people? Do you think your Jewishness is stronger than our Jewishness? We gonna see. And this is when they're gonna show you still Dennis Graham's son. You understand? And it can get interesting for you, my G. But I don't know what the end goal is. I don't know what the end game was. I don't know what the goal was. I don't get it at all. Honestly, when Not Like Us hit, you should have left it alone. Well, you responded with the Hard Part 6, which Kendrick put out a better Hard Part 6, but you did respond. And people felt like you lost terribly. But the next thing that should have been an album. But I guess because you decided to sue, you're going to sue, Universal might not even let you put no album out. So that's kind of making sense why Drake is not dropping an album. Maybe he can't. That might be the issue. Wow. I didn't see this coming. I'm not going to lie. I did not see this coming at all. I didn't see it coming at all. I got one more thing I want to talk about before I get up out here. Right? I'm definitely going to clip this part up. Make it a little clippy clip because I got to say this to my people. I came up with this concept. Hold on. I came up with this concept, right? And it is called the out loud factor. And what is the out loud factor? The out loud factor is when people stop themselves from doing something that could help them, could benefit them because of the way it would sound if they said it out loud, right? Meaning it doesn't sound cool or it doesn't sound good or it doesn't sound progressive enough if I said this thing out loud in front of people. So I'll just not do it at all. And then I never have to deal with it, right? I can just procrastinate. For instance, this is something that holds a lot of people back from saving money. This stops a lot of people from working out and losing weight. Let's go with the saving money example, right? If I make $2,000 a month and my bills come up to $1,800 a month, right? Leaving me just $200 a month after bills. I gotta use some subsidies and all this. I gotta feed myself. Really, I'm only left with like maybe $30 left at the end of the month. Like literally $30 left at the end of the month that I can do anything with. Instead of me saying, I'm just going to save $5 of that every month. That sounds crazy, right? Instead of me just saving $5 every month, I won't save anything because the only money I have left to save does not sound good if I tell somebody this out loud. That's an example, right? If I were to tell somebody that I'm only saving $5 a month, that sounds terrible. So I'm not going to save anything. That number goes up much higher than if I was to tell somebody I only save $100 a month, that wouldn't really sound that good either. So I'm not going to save anything. That's the out loud factor. It is a thing that is just, it's a completely mental thing, but it's a thing that is holding many people back from doing things that they know they should do, but won't do because it won't sound good if they tell people, if they say it out loud, if they recite it, if they hear it back, it won't sound good to them. So they just won't do it at all. I won't tell people that I need to, if I just go to the gym, I just want to lose 1 pound every month. That doesn't sound progressive enough. It doesn't sound like I'm serious enough. So therefore, because I've watched my body grow and shrink for years, I know that my body just won't lose more than 1 pound a month. So instead of me saying, okay, well, let me just do my pound a month and then lose my 12 pounds a year, instead of me just doing that, I'm not going to go to the gym at all. And I'm not going to set any workout goals, because if I were to tell somebody out loud that I only want to lose 1 pound a month, it does not sound good. So I'm just not going to do it at all. I won't lose any weight. In fact, I'd rather sit around, snack, eat crazy, and gain weight and not talk about it than to just lose 1 pound a month. That's the out loud factor, right? That is holding so many people back. I just want people to think about it. A lot of these things that we have, a lot of these hindrances that we have, these are psychological, they're mental, they're not real. And we got to get over them. If you only got $1 left to save $1. When I say $1 left to save, I don't mean, I'm saying that maybe you have $150 left in your bank account, but you only have $1 to transfer over to a savings account, right? Do it. Save $5, save $7.50, save $3.20. Whatever the number is, do that thing. If you can only lose 1 pound a month, do that thing. If you have to go back and get your GED at age 45, do that thing. You understand? If you have to start a podcast and you want to do a live stream and there's only 3 people watching you live, do it. It's something that's holding you back from doing something you really want to do, but you're more worried about how it sounds out loud. If somebody was to ask me, yo, how many people watched your first live stream, whatever like that, I'm going to say 3 people. And I'm saying 3 people was the peak number, because it really was like one person popped in. I didn't know who the hell they was. They looked at me for 10 seconds and got right back out of there. And that happened while I was on stream, my first stream for like an hour. People just coming in and out, and not even that many, just 3 people. So when I push end stream on the end of my first stream, yeah, I'm only going to have 4 views on that thing. And one of them was me pulling it up on my phone to look at it. But I can't let that stop me from doing what I need to do or doing what I feel like doing. You see what I'm saying? Keep in mind this out loud factor. Do not let it control your life. Don't let it stop you from hitting your goals. I'm serious about that one. I don't care if you got $1 to save. I don't care if you got $20 to save. I don't care if you got $2,000. If you are an NFL player and you only got $1,000 left to save that $1,000. You understand? I know you hear all your teammates and all these other older players and all these richer players telling you how they just put $500,000 in the savings, how they just bought $500,000 worth of Bitcoin, all that time. That's not your life. You got $1,000 to save. Save that 1,000. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it has to be. That's what it has to be, the out loud factor. I don't want to go get that car that I can actually afford because it's an 8-year-old car. I don't want to buy a car from 2016. It doesn't sound good out loud. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to go buy the car from 2024 that I can't afford at all. Because it sounds good when I say it out loud. Oh, yeah, I just got that 2024 thing. You understand? That out loud factor is tearing the minds of the people up. Having pride about something that you wasn't born with really don't make no sense. Having pride about something that you didn't work for really don't make no sense. You letting pride stop you from doing something that's going to help you really does not make sense. The out loud factor. I want y'all to remember that. Keep that in the front of your mind next time you decide to procrastinate about something that you have to do that will help you out in life. That out loud factor is here to destroy you. That's all I got for y'all, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody who made it this far into the video, into the podcast. You understand? Y'all have a good week, good weekend, and a good year. Peace.